Що?
Давай гранату направо.
Твою мать, нахуй! Наш? Да. Не знаю. Что?
Иди помогай, там три.
Что там?
Двухсотый.
Кто?
Калаш 500. И ваш 200, скорее всего. Лежите.
Помогли ему?
Пустил автомат. Да,
Ты помогли, что ты что-то?
нет.
Понимать, да?
Калаш.
Так, пацаны, держим дальше всех. Сука. Брат, вижу, все, что могу. Братан? Вижу. Так, брат, осторожно. Братан, как идет дыхание? Я знаю. Как с дыханием? Как с дыханием? А? Дышится плохо, да? Пацаны, контроль. Кто там прямо? Что там? Быстрее, нормально. Не ради что там. А? Он? Братик, ты живой? Эй, братан, ты живой? Сука, прикрой меня там. Ствол туда поставь, блядь, и прикрой меня там. Ты тоже ляг нормально на позицию. Ты ляг, блядь. Разбейте сектора нормально, сядь.
Документ. Возьми документ.
День. Я тебе давай.
Где другой смотри.
Где документ?
Документы где ты?
Пора приятных людей.
Пора, вот смотри.
Аккуратно, медленно, блядь.
Ukrainian servicemen surrender in the area of Kleban BYK. In the area of Kleban BYK, the successful advance of the units of the southern group of the Russian armed forces continues, as a result of which the units of the armed forces of Ukraine were blocked and found themselves in a hopeless situation. In order to avoid unnecessary casualties, the operators of the UAVs of the Russian armed forces carried out a number of measures to list the enemy positions with an appeal to lay down their arms and save their lives. For Ukrainian servicemen from the 150th Battalion of the 117th Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine accepted the offer to surrender at one of the positions. They contacted the Russian armed forces using the Free Soldier chatbot. Later, using a ground-based robotic platform with a sound broadcasting device, the Ukrainian servicemen were escorted along a safe route to the positions of the Russian armed forces. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. Units of the Sever group of forces inflicted losses on formations of 1 tank brigade, 2 mechanized brigades, 1 assault regiment of the AFU, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 1 border detachment of the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine close to Alexivka, Varakino, Kondratovka, Korchakovka, Pershitravnya, Rogoznoy, and Yastrubanoy, Sumy region. In Kharkov direction, units of 1 mechanized brigade, 1 motorized infantry brigade of the AFU, and one border detachment of the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine have been hit near Volchansk, Kolodezhnoye, and Obukovka, Kharkov region. The AFU have lost up to 220 servicemen. 2 armored fighting vehicles, 16 motor vehicles, 4 artillery guns, and 8 ammunition and material depots were neutralized. Units of the Zapad group of forces took more advantageous lines and positions. Russian troops inflicted losses on 2 mechanized brigades of the AFU, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade near Krasny Lyman, Donetsk People's Republic, Kupiansk, Kirilovka, Novosinovo, and Palomarevka, Kharkov region. The enemy losses amounted to up to 225 troops, 7 armored fighting vehicles, 25 motor vehicles, and 1 US-made 155mm M777 howitzer. 2 radar stations of aerial targets detection, 3 electronic warfare stations, and 7 ammunition depots were neutralized. Units of the YIG group of forces improved the tactical situation and completed the neutralization of Ukrainian armed formations blocked in the area south of Kleban-Byk Reservoir in Donetsk People's Republic. Russian troops inflicted losses on formations of 5 mechanized brigades, 1 assault brigade, 1 air mobile brigade, 1 mountain assault brigade of the AFU, and 1 territorial defense brigade close to Drushkovka, Zakotnoye, Konstantinovka, Kramatorsk, Pazino, Privoli, Reznikovka, Svyatopokrovskoye, and Seversk, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to up to 155 troops, 1 tank, and 5 armored fighting vehicles, including US-made HMMWV and Max Pro armored vehicles. The AFU has lost 18 motor vehicles, 4 artillery guns, including 2 German-made 155mm Panzerhaubitze 2000 self-propelled artillery systems, 1 Grad MLRS vehicle, 1 electronic warfare station, 2 counterfire stations, and 5 ammunition and material depots. Units of the Tsenter group of forces improved the situation along the front line. The Tsenter group of forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 1 heavy mechanized brigade, 5 mechanized brigades, 1 airborne brigade, 3 air assault brigades, 1 artillery brigade, 2 Jaeger brigades, 3 assault regiments of the AFU, 2 marine brigades, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 3 National Guard brigades near Vladimirovka, Grishino, Dmitrov, Ivanovka, Krasnoarmeysk, Novonikolayevka, Rodinskoye, Rusin Yar, Sergeyevka, Suvarovo and Torskoye, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to more than 445 troops, 5 motor vehicles, 4 artillery guns, including French-made 155mm Caesar self-propelled artillery systems, Polish-made Krab and Bogdanov artillery systems, as well as 1 electronic warfare station. As a result of resolute actions, units of the Vostok group of forces liberated Novogrogorovka, Zaporozhye region. 1 mechanized brigade of the AFU, 1 marine brigade, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 1 National Guard brigade have been hit close to Verbovoy, Novonikolayevka, Sosnovka, Dnipropetrovsk region, and Malinovka, Zaporozhye region. The enemy lost more than 385 troops, 1 tank, 17 motor vehicles, 4 artillery guns, 1 electronic warfare station, and 1 US-made and /TPQ-50 counterfire radar station. Units of the Dnieper group of forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 1 heavy mechanized brigade of the AFU and 1 territorial defense brigade near Lukyanovskoye, Malaya Tokmachka, Stepnogorsk, Zaporozhye region, Lvovo and Tyajinka, Kherson region. More than 70 troops, 6 motor vehicles, 4 field artillery guns, an electronic warfare station, as well as US-made and /TPQ-50 counterfire radar and Israeli-made Rada tactical air surveillance radar stations have been neutralized. Operational tactical aviation, attack drones, missile troops and artillery of the Russian groups of forces have inflicted damage on the traction substation and a rolling stock involved in the AFU unit's transportation, the infrastructure of the military airfield, assembly workshops and storage areas of unmanned aerial vehicles, a fuel depot, as well as temporary deployment areas of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 141 areas. Air defense systems shot down 2 guided aerial bombs, 4 US-made HIMARS projectiles, and 218 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy has lost 667 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 89,163 unmanned aerial vehicles, 631 anti-aircraft missile systems, 25,410 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,598 MLRS combat vehicles, 30,280 field artillery guns and mortars. 43,469 support military vehicles. Operation. As a result of intensive and resolute actions, units of the Sever Group of Forces liberated Otradnoy, Kharkov region. Losses were inflicted on formations of 2 mechanized brigades, 1 air assault brigade, and 1 assault regiment of the AFU near Andrievka, Iskryskachina, Krasnopoli, Kondratovka, Petrushevka, and Osayevka, Sumy region. In Kharkov direction, losses were inflicted on units of 1 mechanized brigade, 1 motorized infantry brigade of the AFU, and 1 territorial defense brigade near Ambranoy, Volchansk, and Chuganovka, Kharkov region. The AFU losses amounted to more than 160 troops, 1 armored fighting vehicle, 5 motor vehicles, and 2 artillery guns. 1 electronic warfare station, 2 ammunition depots, and 5 material depots were destroyed. The Zapad Group of Forces units took more advantageous lines and positions. Losses were inflicted on manpower and hardware of 3 mechanized brigades of the AFU, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 1 National Guard brigade near Pischanoy, Kupiansk, Petrovka, Kharkov region, Novonikolayevka, and Yampol, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to up to 230 troops, 7 armored fighting vehicles, 19 motor vehicles, and 1 field artillery gun. 6 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the U Group of Forces improved the tactical situation. Losses were inflicted on formations of 3 mechanized brigades, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 assault brigade of the AFU, and 1 territorial defense brigade near Platonovka, Seversk, Zakotnoy, Reznikovka, Ivanopoli, and Konstantinivka, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to up to 225 troops, 1 infantry fighting vehicle, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 9 motor vehicles, and 2 artillery guns. 1 electronic warfare station and 1 ammunition depot were wiped out. But Central Group of Forces units improved the situation along the front line. Losses were inflicted on manpower and hardware of 5 mechanized brigades, 1 assault brigade, 1 Jaeger brigade, 2 air assault brigades of the AFU, and 2 National Guard brigades near Ivanovka, Dimitrov, Dorozhnoy, Grozkoy, Teretskoy, Artyomovka, and Krasnoarmeysk, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to more than 410 troops, 1 US-made Max Pro armored fighting vehicle, and 3 pickup trucks. The Vostok Group of Forces units continued to advance into the depths of enemy defenses. Losses were inflicted on formations of 2 mechanized brigades, 1 assault regiment of the AFU, and 1 territorial defense brigade near Uspanovka, Privolnoy, Pavlovka, Novogrigorovka, and Poltavka, Zaporozhye region. The AFU losses amounted to more 370 troops, 3 armored fighting vehicles, 16 motor vehicles, and 1 electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of 2 mechanized brigades of the AFU and Territorial Defense Brigade near Malaya Tokmachka, Zaporozhye region, Olgovka, and Antonovka, Kherson region. The AFU losses amounted to up to 70 troops, 1 armored fighting vehicle, 5 motor vehicles, 3 electronic warfare stations, and 2 ammunition depots. Operational tactical aviation, attack drones, missile troops and artillery of the Russian groups of forces struck power infrastructure, oil industry enterprises, fuel depots ensuring operations of the AFU, long-range UAV depots and launch preparation sites as well as temporary deployment areas of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 145 areas. Air defense units shot down 6 US-made HIMARS MLRS projectiles, 1 Neptune long-range guided missile, and 356 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy has lost 667 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 8